Senators were high-standing citizens of Roman society. They were typically wealthy, well-educated, and lived lavish lifestyles. Roman senators also had a variety of responsibilities. They were legislators in the Senate and tried crimes. They also safeguarded the Roman religion, allowing in gods and or goddesses. Along from working in the Senate, Roman senators also lived lavish lifestyles. They were wealthy, spending a lot of money on lavish parties that they would throw with other high-class citizens. In addition to spending money on lavish parties for enjoyment, senators also spent money on servants to carry out household duties and harvest on their estates. Ancient Rome, a slave's cost depended on their health, gender, and age. Slaves also tended the farms on their master's estates. Such harvests could be crucial to the senator's income, as in maintaining one's status was important to one's image as a senator. Slaves would also tend to their master's cooking. Senators in the Roman Republic were at the top of the social groups of the empire. This is because they were the administrators and lawmakers of the empire, meaning they had the most influence. Below them were nobles and wealthy plebeians, and below them were plebeians, and then freed slaves, and then slaves.
A typical senator lived in expensive housing due to their wealth and stature. Senators lived in a multitude of houses. Most, however, lived in two main methods of housing, the first of which being large estates. These large plots of land had the main house, also known as the villa, for the senator and his family. They also had slave quarters where the senator's slaves would stay when they are not working. The estates would also include large fields and sometimes farms. More often than not, the villas and the estates themselves were used as summer homes when the senators and their families would stay when the Senate was not in session. When the Senate is in session, they stay in a large house called a domus. The elite classes of Roman society constructed their residence with elaborate marble decorations, inlaid marble paneling, door jambs, and columns, as well as expensive paintings and murals. The domus included multiple rooms, indoor courtyards, gardens, and beautifully painted walls. The entrance hall leads into a large central hall called an atrium, which is the focal point of the domus. It contains a statue of an altar to the household gods. Bedrooms, dining rooms, and living rooms branch out from the atrium. The atrium is where guests enter and are greeted by the host.
The Senate houses themselves were made of brick, marble, and stucco. The colored marble used in the floor came from many different parts of the Roman Empire, to show that the Senate controlled so many different places and was very powerful. The reddish purple stone from Egypt and the yellow marble from Nubia showed their power in Africa. The green marble from Asia Minor, modern Turkey, showed their power in Eastern Europe. The Senate house also had great big bronze doors on it. Due to their wealthy background, most senators had high education, or at least high education for their time. This was because school in those days was very expensive and was only a luxury to those who experienced great wealth. Because they didn't have pens or pencils at this time, they used the stylus to write on lead tablets, such as these lead plates, inscribed with styluses themselves.
To qualify for the role of senator, the person had to meet a certain criteria. Senators had to be rich, as previously explained. For example, senators had to own an estate worth 400 sestertia, or after Augustus rose to power, 1,200 sestertia. No person was over the age of 30 years to become a senator. The word senate means council of old men, so it's obvious how that connection is made. In conclusion, Roman senators were very respected men in Roman society. The facts that they mostly came from well-respected families only helped that.